when my parents had their first boy. They went on shlichus to Italy in 1958. I was born a few years later, so they called me Levi Yitzchak. When the Rebbe sent a special $5 bill for my bris, when I was 2 years old, my parents sent a picture to the Rebbetzin Chana of myself, Levi Yitzchak, to the Rebbetzin. She was very, very excited when she received this picture. I heard from some Hasidim who visited the Rebbetzin Chana after she received this picture. The Rebbetzin Chana had a very small apartment. She lived by herself. So she had one room as soon as you come in, which served as a dining room and living room. There was a table, a small table in the middle, a small couch, and a break front. On the break front, she had like a little piece of furniture. On it was a very interesting frame that one of the Hasidic families in Crown Heights, one of the prominent Lubavitch families, the eunuch family, Rebbe eunuch was one of the people who was meshamish. He was very, very much involved in the Rebbe's house, in the Rebbetzin Chana's house, etc. And he was very, very close to the Rebbe and the Rebbetzins, etc. And it's another whole story for itself. And the Rebbe was Mesader Kiddushin. He officiated by the wedding of the eunuchs. So there's a beautiful picture of that chuppah, a beautiful picture of the Rebbe. So this is what I heard, that they bought for the Rebbe a frame that had a place for 5 pictures, 4 on the sides and 1 in the center. There are 7 Lubavitch Rebbeim, but we have pictures only of 5 of them. The first one, the Alter Rebbe. The second one, the Mittel Rebbe, we don't have a picture. Then we have the Tzemach Tzedek, the third, the Rebbe Marash, we don't have a picture. The Rebbe Rashab, the 5th, we have a picture. The Fidik Rebbe, we have a picture, the previous Rebbe, and the Rebbe. So they took the 4 Rebbeim that we have pictures, the Alter Rebbe, the Tzemach Tzedek, the Rebbe Rashab, and the Fidik Rebbe, so the 4 pictures, and in the middle, that picture of the Rebbe by their chuppah, and this was on the break front of the Rebbetzin Chana. When the Rebbetzin Chana got the picture of Levi Yitzchak, she put it on the other side of the break front, so she had these 2 pictures on her break front. And later she sent a letter to my parents, which I'm holding here, the original, where she wrote Mishpachas Garelik Hanichbada to the Mishpachas Garelik, and she wrote a whole bunch of things. And then she writes, and this I cherish, Levi Yitzchak bli ein hore a ganzer bocher. Levi Yitzchak is a full-fledged bocher. I was only 2 years old at the time, but this is the compliment I got, and I am very, very proud of it. This was when I was 2 years old. When I was 7 years old, that was the first time that we came to the Rebbe, our family, from Italy, and I'd never seen the Rebbe before. And we were here for about 2 months. I had a lot of personal attention from the Rebbe in that trip, but the highlight was we were here from approximately Yud Tes Kislev till around Yud Gimel Shvat. On Yud Gimel Shvat, which was the day we had to leave, as usual, the flights to Europe, to Italy, leave in the evening. So we come to Mincha at 3:15. We came at 3:15 we came to 770 at about 2:45, and we were standing in the hallway upstairs. For those of you who are familiar with 770, waiting for the Rebbe to come out to Mincha in another half hour. The Rebbe's secretary, Rabbi Chodakov, happened to pass. Hashgacha Pratis, Divine Providence, happened to pass by, and he saw us there. He went into the Rebbe's room. He comes out, and he says, the Rebbe would like to see the Garelik family in Yechidus right now. Have a private audience with the Rebbe at 2:45 in the afternoon. Usually you had to make appointments for months before you could get into the Rebbe, and here the Rebbe wants us right away. So of course, we all went into the Rebbe's room. My father wasn't there at the time. It was just my father, my mother, and the 6 of us. And to make a long story short, the Rebbe spoke to each one of the children. When it came to my turn, I'm just going to say one point of that Yechidus. The Rebbe asked me, "Was ist dein Name? What is your name?" So I said, Levi Yitzchak. The Rebbe asked me, "Was lernst du? What do you learn?" I said, Chumash. Which Chumash? Bereshis. This was all in Yiddish. I'm just saying it in English. Welche Parsha? Which Parsha? I said, Parsha Toldus. The Rebbe asked, "What does Toldus mean?" I said, the Kinder, the children. The Rebbe said, Wem is Kinder? Whose children? And I said, Yitzchak's. The Rebbe said, who was Yitzchak's father? Avraham. Who were Yitzchak's children? Yaakov and Esav. the Rebbe asked me, wer is given mer frum, which means who was more religious. Now, I was 7 years old. I spoke Italian, I spoke Yiddish. But I never heard the word frum before. For some reason, in Italy, nobody uses that word, I guess. So I turned around to my mother, and I told her in Italian, non capisco quella parola. I don't understand that word. The Rebbe smiled. And later I found out the Rebbe speaks Italian. And the Rebbe said, wer is given mer gut? Who was more good? So I said, Yaakov. So the Rebbe said, no, if that's the case, let's talk about Yaakov. So then the Rebbe says, tell me, do you know if Yaakov had any children? Because it's discussed in the next parsha. I was so lucky that the Rebbe asked me that question, because when I came then, I got so many presents from my uncles and my aunts and my cousins, that one of the presents was a puzzle of the 12 Shvatim, of the 12 tribes. So I knew them. So as soon as the Rebbe asked me, do you know if you had any children? I said, sure. And the Rebbe said, do you know their names? I said, yep. The Rebbe said, start saying. So I said, Reuven, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda. The Rebbe said, stop. What was the name of the third? Levi. What is your name? Levi. The next question was something like Vishtimtes, how does it, I'm not remember exactly the question. All I remember is that I answered, the Rebbe created two Levis. And then the Rebbe got serious. And the Rebbe asked me, nach wem bistu Naaman? And who are you named after? I thought at that moment, I knew that I'm named after the Rebbe's father, but I didn't know, in Italian there's a beautiful way how to say your, but in a way of honor. In English, your just means yours. It's not elegant. And I was thinking how to say it, and I didn't want to say to the Rebbe's tata. I just felt uncomfortable telling the Rebbe. Bottom line, I said, the Rebbe's tata. As soon as I said the Rebbe's tata, the Rebbe gave me a big smile. He called me over, and he gave me a siddur, which I keep very treasured. So the Rebbe asked me who am I named after, so therefore I am very, very proud of that.